Hello there. Kim Coles here with you. We have a special presentation for you. I'm naming this one Your Dreams Deserve More Than a Maybe. Your dreams deserve more than a maybe because that's true. So, hello, good evening, good afternoon, good whatever it is when you are watching this. I'm saying that because I will be leaving this up for a few more days. This is actually a 3 masterclass series. If you missed yesterday's, worry not, because it is still available for you to watch. I am launching these 3 masterclasses or workshops or little mini classes for you because look, your dreams deserve more than a maybe. It's the end of the year. We're preparing for 2024 and so much more. And so I just wanted to give you some tips and tools and techniques and behind the scenes looks and some really, I hope, powerful questions for you to take a look at as you review the old and prepare for the new. Now, hold on just a moment. Something's going on with my throat, so I'm going to drink water out of my very fancy container here. I think I'm having allergies or something. Something's going on. But I'm here. I'm here with the very fancy earrings to match the lipstick. So how's everybody doing? I hope you're doing well. So I will launch into it. I've got a great presentation for you. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to do a little bit of a review for what I did yesterday, in case you weren't here yesterday, or in case you just needed a deepening for what we talked about yesterday. I'll do a little bit of a review, and then I'll launch into what I wanted to share with you today. And it's important that I think that it's important that we stop and review before we move on to the new. And there's a lot of thing that I'm going to be talking about today, like where are you right now? Where's your awareness of where you are? And are you celebrating what has worked well for you as you move on to the next? I know a lot of times at this time of year, a lot of people are like, would this year just be over already? But it's not over yet. And the truth is, time keeps ticking and ticking and ticking, and you can start a new day as if it was a new year at any moment. You don't have to wait till January 1. When I got out of that mindset, well, I'll wait till the new year to begin my life anew, to begin thinking a new way, to begin doing new things. No, I can start right now. And I can start right now by reviewing what is and isn't working for me, and what I can, what I want to do differently, should I choose to do something differently. So welcome. Welcome as you all are coming in. So let me do a little bit of a review, if I may. Let me make me a little smaller, make the slides a little bit bigger. By the way, this presentation, yesterday's presentation, today's presentation, and I'm going to do it again tomorrow around the same time, maybe a little bit earlier, are brought to you by the Radiant Community. The Radiant Community. I'm the Kim, and each and every one of you are the unity in my world, the way I look at it. I created something a couple of years ago, and then I closed the doors, and now it's time to open the doors again to this wonderful membership called the Radiant Community, which I'll talk to you about as the presentation moves on. It's a monthly membership in which we step in fully into our boldacious life. And yes, boldacious is a made-up word. It's partly bold and partly audacious. It's about having the choice, taking permission, stepping into the version of ourselves that already exists. Ooh, that's the first hint right now. You actually don't have to become anything, although we move into becoming. It takes time for things to happen. Here in our humanly experience, it takes time for things to happen. But the truth is, everything that you want, everything that you already are, the best version of you already exists. When I learned that, my head exploded and my heart opened up wide, because all I have to do, and all you have to do, really, is decide to step into the best version of yourself that's already here. If you can, you've heard this before, if you could dream it, you could do it. You could dream it, you could be it. The dream and the desire came to you for a reason. So the best version of you already is here. It's just up to us to step into it. And one of the things that we do inside the Radiant community is step into that boldly, and with making that choice to understand that when we do that, we become the best version of ourselves, and we are the best version of ourselves, and we remind everybody else around us that that too is possible. Every time you have witnessed someone that came from what we would call meager beginnings, or came from a neighborhood that no one ever got out alive, or someone who didn't have this skill and so they taught themselves this skill until they mastered it, or anyone who came from a family that didn't have the resources and they achieved something major anyway, it reminds us that that's available for us too. That wherever we are, with whatever resources we have been given, there are more resources available to us, and we get to choose that powerfully. All right. Okay. So let me do a little bit of a quick review for you. That this is all brought to you by the Radiant community. And when you say yes to the Radiant community, which by the way is radiantcommunity.com, let me actually put the banner up for you in case you want to know right now. Excuse me. You can go to radiantcommunity.com and register. I've got a wonderful special going on right now that's available to you right now. And actually, the clock is ticking down. Actually, the price is going up after tomorrow night at midnight, I believe. And when you say yes now to step in for, month to month to month, it's just you step the requirement is that you come and spend a month. And if you love it, you stay. And if you don't, you can say bye-bye. This is not the space for me. But when you step in now, you get access to a very special masterclass that I'm doing on Saturday called the Manifest Me Map. And I'll come back and talk to you about that a little bit later on. All right. Do I want to leave the banner up? I'll leave it up for now. So reviewing from yesterday, you're going to recommit to your goals and dreams. I don't believe that you have to really start fresh January 1. There is an energy of starting out with, as Brian McKnight would say, back to one, right? When those of us who, I think when dancers are learning a new routine, they go back to one. As actors, when you're doing a scene and they go back to one, it means you go back to the first position you were standing in when it's time to start that scene. We go back to one a lot. I have lots of back to ones in my life, right? Anytime I've left a relationship, I go, okay, time to go back to one. By the way, the one in this case was me. I'm going to go back to one, back to being one with the divine and going, what do I really want in a mate? And then off I go. So I get the energy of going back to one, January 1, but one could be that moment right there. Did you hear that moment? Let me give you the moment again. This moment right here. Wait for it. One. That's one. You get to decide when one is for you at any given moment. So right now we are reviewing, reconnecting, refocusing, recommitting, and radiating what we really want in the world and what we want for ourselves and for our families and for the world. So what we did in day 1 is we started by celebrating. We started by celebrating all the things that went well this year. Make a list of all the things that went really, really well and harvest the lessons from that. One of my favorite mentors always talks about harvesting the lessons. What did you learn? What did you gain? What went well? And what didn't go so well, but you figured it out? Sometimes I give myself credit like that was terrible. That was absolutely terrible. But I tell you what I learned. I learned not to do it that way anymore. That gets to be celebrated gets to be celebrated as well, because at least you got the lesson. And sometimes the lesson is just as important as the award on the wall, the certification that you put up on the wall, the 5 pounds that you lost or didn't lose. Maybe you didn't lose 5, you lost 4. Celebrate. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, celebrate all of it. And now's the time to refocus your dreams, refocus your desires. Excuse me. You don't have to give up. You just have to refocus. Like, this is the focus. And it went kind of like this throughout the year. So all you have to do is just write yourself. Write yourself right now. Write down all the goals and dreams that you had at the beginning of the year that you may not have met, or you may not have even started. You may not have completed them. And just review the list and then choose for yourself what's still very important. We all have, I don't know if you're like me, have a long list of things to do. And then over the course of time, things fall off the list because you didn't put the focus on them, or because they weren't really important. Sometimes life happens, life gets in the way, and what's important and urgent rises to the top, whether you can control it or not. So you get to choose now what is really actually important, right? From that still important list, you choose what I like to call a golden goal. And if you were here with me yesterday, the way I remember my golden goal is the great song by the great late David Bowie, Golden Years. Y'all know that song, Golden Years? It's a great song. David Bowie is a legend. His music is amazing. So this Golden Years, bop, 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 it's one of the lyrics. Just check it out. And it helps me remember to stay attuned to my golden goals. Someone is singing in the courtyard, and I hope you can't hear it. It's not good. Choose your golden goal. Choose the goal that will resonate most for you right now, that will make a difference in your life the most right now, and choose to just take a little look at what you can do powerfully right now. There's so much that can happen between now and December 31st, and just what can you choose differently? Yeah, the 40 pounds I wanted to lose back in January didn't happen, right? But you know what I can do now? I can get up every morning and go for a walk. I can stretch, and I can incorporate more vegetables in my life, and I can drink more water. Done. Who is singing? Okay. It's terrible. So, what golden goal can you look at? What would give you the most satisfaction, give you the most traction, or move the needle most by December 31st? For me, eating more vegetables would give me the most traction, would sort of get my body going and flowing the way I want it to. Getting up in the morning and stretching every day. I would say, writing my master's thesis may not move the needle that much. I'm not writing a master's thesis. I'm just giving you an example, but maybe writing my master's thesis, or maybe, what do I want to say? Learning carpentry. It's on my list of things to do, maybe, but it won't give you the most satisfaction because I'm not going to gain any mastery, but I can gain some mastery on my golden goal by December 31st. And when you're honest with yourself and realize you can't do everything, just focus on that one goal to the end of the year. Write it down, write it on your mirror, put it on a post-it note, and stick it on your forehead, and just stay committed to your golden goal. And then reconnect to your why. Why do you want this goal? In my case, the example I gave yesterday is I have people in my life, in my DNA. Living for a long time is not only possible, it's doable. My father, who passed away at the age of 93, and only left here because he had Alzheimer's, advanced Alzheimer's, and that's the thing that deteriorated him. But he could have been here much, much longer. He was fit, he was healthy, he was vibrant until he wasn't anymore. And then he left, right? But he didn't leave because of old age. My mother is 93 and vibrant. When I go to visit her, she loves opening up her iPad and showing me things she's discovered on her iPad every day, right? Vibrant. I have no reason to leave here early. None. If I leave here early, it's because I was eating too many potato chips and not exercising and not taking my vitamins. It's in my DNA. And so my why is that I'm meant to share my light for as long as I possibly can. I have at least 30 more years in me. I'll be 62 in January. I got 30 years easy. What's my why? Because the Creator sent me here to share light. The Creator sent me here to remind others that they have light that they're supposed to share. That's my why. What's your why? Get reconnected to your why and stay attuned to that. And you see that hand in that quest. Why? Stay connected to your why. I'm being very dramatic, of course. Stay connected to your why, and that will make all the difference. That could very well be the fuel that keeps you going when other things get in the way. This is just the review. We haven't even gotten to today's slides. Know your why. Don't skip this step, and give yourself some time to really step into the why of your golden goal right now. And ask yourself why the goal is more important than the rest. Why do you want to focus on this goal at this time? Why can't it wait till next year? Why can't what you want? Why can't what's important to you wait until next year? Why can it not? Here's some other questions that when I I wrote this, and then when I presented this yesterday, it really touched me to really want to highlight this for you. Whatever goals that you have, whatever dreams and desires that you have, you're doing it for you, and you really step into your personal why. But I want you to think about also who else benefits. Who else benefits? Who else is impacted, and how, by the choices that you're making in your life? So if you say that you want to be an author, if you've been talking about being an author for years, and I got a book that I want to write, and I want to write this book, who would be impacted if you wrote that book? Who would benefit from you writing that book and getting your story out in the world? Who would be helped by you living your dream? Side note, I help people do that too. If you want some information on that, just DM me and I'll have my team get to you. I help people get their stories out into the world. Who's to say that you have some sort of amazing story, something that you have overcome that now you can help others with? Hold on, there's something happening with the eyelash. Hold please. Hold please. Yeah, what you see is what you get with me. Wow, what is going on? Don't let me rip this eyelash off while doing a live stream. Okay. Who benefits from you? Look, and I go right back to the work. Who would benefit from you shining your light? Who would benefit from you stepping into your gift fully, whatever that gift is? It's for you, but the Creator put it in you for you to help others with the very thing that you can do just by breathing. So really thinking about that takes it up to the 30,000 foot level. You get to look at it way up here. We're doing this little thing down here. That's our thing that's down here. But when we take and expand the desire and go like, who else will be touched? How will this be the ripple in the pond that leaves a legacy? Or at least shows my children that it can be done, or my grandbabies that it can be done, or the people in my community. So share your light, share your gift. Somebody from Germany, V Gates, hello. What happens if you don't get some traction on this goal? Another powerful question. What happens if it doesn't happen? What would happen if it didn't happen? I don't know the answer, but it's important to look at. What happens if you do accomplish your golden goal and all the other goals? What happens? What happens? So I just wanted to share that with all of you. So I gave an exercise yesterday. I'm giving it again. Acknowledge and accept and let go that which doesn't work. Let me read this slide because it's a lot of text here. Each year brings its own sets of challenges and learning experiences. It's a natural part of life to encounter moments that do not go as planned. As the year draws to a close, it's important to acknowledge these experiences gracefully. Give yourself grace. It didn't happen. It didn't work. It didn't work out. Oh, well. Accept, acknowledge, and let it go. Get the lesson, extract the juice of the lesson, and then let it go, right? Take the time now to reflect, accept, and release any disappointments. This process allows you to move into the new year with a clear mind and an unburdened heart, ready to embrace fresh opportunities and successes. And the fresh opportunities and successes are waiting for you, saying, come on, get past that disappointment. Get past that situation that didn't work. Get past that thing that was like, ugh, because there's more on the other side. All right. Can you do that? That was the homework assignment. There you go. Embrace yourself with love and grace and not any, and no criticism. Be curious. That's why there's a question mark on that slide, right? Curiosity. Curiosity is everything. Just be in the willingness to be curious about another way of being. All right. So that was the review. And I take you back to the Radiant community. This is the kind of work we'll be doing every month inside the Radiant community and so much more. There'll be a masterclass every month. There'll be a live coaching every month. I'm inviting special guests to come to talk about health and nutrition and self-acceptance and confidence and wealth building. We just established someone else that I want to bring to you. I just have to get a special yes from them that will talk about investing and other ways that we can not only invest in ourselves, but invest in our future. And I'm super duper excited. If you were in the Radiant community before, it's bigger and better than ever and more concentrated. And one of the things that we're going to do is stay in the exercise, in the conversation of celebrating what's working, adjusting and celebrating what's working over and over and over again. So if you're interested, I would love to have you join the Radiant community. It's at a special price right now. It's less than it was the first time I launched it. And there's even a year-long option that gives you 2 months free and a one-on-one call with me. Super excited. Yay. Oh, yeah, we start on Saturday. Yeah. Saturday is our bonus class. And if you can't attend on Saturday, worry not, because I send the replays and we're going to be redoing the manifestation work on an ongoing basis. Here we go to day 2. This is day 2. Revitalize your dreams, review, renew, and reconnect. So I reviewed what we talked about yesterday. We're going to review, reconnect, refocus, recommit, and radiate for those of you who are here and just joining me. So the number one thing we're going to talk about today, I think I've got 3 key things to talk about today. One of them is focusing on your efforts. So thinking about that golden goal that we talked about just a minute ago, write all the things down that you need to do in order to get yourself on that journey. So for me, it would be, I say I want to be healthier. I want to lose a few pounds. Well, I may not lose the 60 pounds or the 40 pounds or the 20 pounds or the 5 pounds I wanted to lose. But you know what I can do is I can eat more vegetables. I can get up and exercise. I can stretch. I can take an online Pilates class. I can just eat a little bit less candy. I can not go to every holiday party I'm invited to because I'm going to eat all the food. Not all the food, but do you know what I mean? Like I'm going to be tempted. So stay in and cuddle next to my love bug. He calls me love bug. Cuddle next to my I can't tell you my names, like my sweetheart, and instead of eating some chocolate cake, like that's 10 times sweeter than some holiday cookies I'm going to get at some party, right? That's just for me. That's a golden goal for me. We've begun juicing. Oh my God, it's so good. That's on the path. That's one of the things that I can do on my journey. What can you do? What are some of the things that you can do on your journey, on your journey to your golden goal? So I wrote some examples for you so to, bring it real, make it real for you. So let's say you wanted to create a side business to make some extra income, or let's say you wanted to eliminate sugar. So I'm going to stretch both of these options out for you. I want to create a side business. I want to eliminate sugar. Maybe these are your golden goals. And by the way, one of the aspects of a golden goal, if I didn't really explain this well, is that this is a goal that when you take this on, it will domino effect in your life. It will domino affect other things in your life. So for me to choose to be healthier, the effects of that are life giving, right? If creating a side business for extra income. Well, the first thing I could think of is that it brings in some extra income. It could give you an opportunity to establish some passions that you have. Maybe work is work, but there's some other stuff you really, really want to do. You start this side back business, and not only will it bring in more money, but it'll give you a chance to exercise your gifts, right? The same with eliminating sugar. Well, what are some of the immediate effects of eliminating sugar? And then what are some of the long-term effects that will domino add, extra, create other outcomes, less cavities, smaller waistline. I'm no longer pre-diabetic. All the things. There's some people who believe that eating too much sugar is not good for the guts, not good for your brain health, all the things, whatever it is. So let's go ahead and establish it a little bit more. Oh, you're welcome. I'm glad I'm breaking it down to make it more realistic. And you have your own examples, right? So the coulda, woulda, shoulda is often looked at in one way. Oh, I coulda, shoulda, woulda. But let's look at it from a whole new perspective. What could you stop doing, continue doing, or start doing in this golden goal? What should you stop doing, continue doing, or start doing? What would you stop doing, continue doing, start doing on this quest to achieve your golden goal? All right. So let's break it down. Let's say let's look at the eliminate sugar example. Let me read those other two slides. Why did it go by so fast? You're going to break them down to further weekly actions, daily and weekly actions, moment by moment. What was that other slide? So you're going to organize your action. This is part 2. So let's look at the one of eliminating sugar, right? So 3 things you could do to eliminate sugar. You could reduce sugar in your coffee, your morning coffee, by 50%, or I'm going to buy 75%. I'm not going to put 4 scoops of sugar. I'm going to just do 2. I'm just going to do 1. I'm going to try doing just 1. That's one step that you could try and take. You should, if you really want to move this along, really want to achieve this golden goal. And would you be willing to reduce the sugar just by a little bit? Just see if you can like the coffee without so much sugar, right? You could skip sugar altogether. Like, that's it. I'm going cold turkey. Would you skip sugar altogether? Could you do that? Could you? I'm a girl who I drink a lot of tea. I no longer have to add sugar to my tea. Occasionally I'll add honey if I want to, soothe my throat, or I've got a little bit of a cold or something. But for the most part, give me a tea bag and some hot water. I'm good. I've eliminated, I skip sugar altogether in that realm. Rarely do I add any sweeteners to hot tea or even sweet tea. I like tea the way it is. I go down to Raleigh to visit my mother, and the sweet tea experience is real. Or in my case, sometimes I go half and half. So if that's your golden goal, could you, would you, should you do this if this is what you want to do? Could you, would you, should you investigate or reduce other ways that sugar shows up in your daily diet? So could you have a smaller piece of cake or half a cup cake, or, there's other ways that sugar just sort of seeps in. I'm not really up on the nutritional value of foods the way I could be and should be. But I think there's certain foods that turn into sugar in the body. Could you investigate what automatically turns to sugar in your body that you don't really want? Just something to think about. Something to think about in that option, right? What could you do? What should you do? And what would you do in order to activate this golden goal? Okay. Here's another one. The other option was to create some extra income. So first step would be just to do some research. So, I've always wanted to, let's see, open some sort of business. Give me some examples of some sort of business, and I'll just take something live and on the fly right now. Improvisation. What kind of business could be a nice little side hustle, as the kids say? A little side hustle, just to earn a little extra income, something that you're passionate about. Might be moving a little slow. Okay, candles, perfect. Home bakery, I love it. Comedy, I love homemade goods. All these are great opportunities. So I'm going to take the example of homemade goods. So homemade goods. So a little bit of research, right? On what does it take to set up a kitchen in a particular way so that you can, so your kitchen can flow when you're making your goods. So you made breakfast for the kids. Now you got to clear all that up so you can start making your cupcakes that you're going to sell at the church bake sale. What do you need to have in place? Are there any, how I want to say, certifications that you need, or any inspections that need to happen to make sure that your kitchen is within a certain level of rules so that you can hang out your shingle as somebody who sells their baked goods? And by the way, it may not be required. If you're selling stuff at the church bake sale, nobody's checking for certifications. The health department ain't checking for you. But there might be certain places in your state where if you want to sell this amount of anything, that you have to have some sort of inspection of some kind. So you just start doing your research. The same with the comedy. I love that. D. Marie says, okay, comedy as an extra income. I would say really do your research. Go down to the local comedy club and, chop it up with other comedians and find out how they're getting bookings. Like, what does it take to become a comic? What does it take to become the next level of comic? I don't know where you are. If it's something that's really in your soul to do, I would say I would not choose that one unless it was really my passion, because I think the audience deserves comedians who are passionate about what they do. And I'm saying that because I'm a comedian. I started out as a comic, right? The audience will know if it's not your passion. You're doing it just to make a little extra income. It's a lot of work to make a little extra income. It takes a while to get there and to create mastery. I'm not telling you not to do it, but I'm saying do your research and get good at it. Get into classes. Make sure that you've developed your stage style and your particular point of view on stage, and then do it over and over and over again, and the money will come, right? So another one here, hand knitted accessories. Okay, do your research. What sells right now? Go to Etsy or go all the places where people are selling their wares, and just see what's really current right now. Are people buying, old grandmother kind of Afghans still? Like the multicolored blanket that everybody's grandmother had? Are those hot again? Maybe they are. If they are, then that's what you should make. So do your research. Should you hire someone to help you do the knitting? Like, call all your nieces in. All right, we're making this blanket. Let's get it going, because that way you get to exponentialize yourself and make it faster. Do your research. For each of these, you would then go in, and also the same with the candles. Do your research. Do you want to join? I believe there's a multi-level marketing company that sells candles. So it's like a business in a box where you pay some sort of fee. They give you your product and off you go. You're able to sell your candles. Do you want to make your candles? Do you want to make soy candles? Do you want to make soy candles with, essential oils? Do your research. Do your research. Like, what's happening? Do you want to buy some candles, at a wholesale place, and then decorate them with crystals and rocks and pebbles and berries and juices and berries, I don't know, and then take them to the church bazaar and sell them for Christmas? Do your research. Next step would be align with your strengths, gifts, and passions. And I spoke to this when I mentioned that the comedian was interested in learning, like, how do I make extra income? Really, I would say tap into what you're passionate about. So, for example, I would never start a side hustle selling any kind of food item. I am not a foodie. I like food, but I'm not a foodie. I'm a good baker, but I am not passionate about baking. I'm not passionate about making cupcakes with the sprinkles and the little thing on top. Blah, 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 blah. I think it's not, I'm passionate about eating them, but I'm not passionate about making them. I should not start a side hustle or a side gig selling cupcakes. I love candles. I love all natural soy-based candles because I have such sensitive sinuses, as you all can hear. There's something going on with my allergies right now. I love those. I don't think that I'm going to go in my kitchen and actually make them, but I'll buy them from you. So, what are your strengths, your gifts, and your passions? Starting a side gig based on that would be such a good idea because you will have the passion for it. You will have the, what's the word I'm looking for? You'll have the passion for it. It will be the thing that fuels you when and if things get tough, right? And the third thing to do is just get started. What? Just get started. How could you, how should you, and how would you get started, right? So take that on powerfully. I hope that some of that, giving you some examples was helpful. How would you get started? And I would say maybe number one would be align with your strength. Maybe I should reverse that order. Really align with what do I really want to do? It's not, especially if you're going to make some extra income. In other words, you have a gig, or maybe you're on disability, or maybe for whatever reason you just need a little extra income. It better be something that you really want to do, because there's nothing worse than working at something that you don't really want to do just because you need the money. I'll tell you personal experience. Anytime I've ever taken a gig, taken a gig just because I needed the money, it did not work out well. I got that check, but I didn't enjoy going to the set every day. Yeah, let me go ahead. They called. Let me go ahead and make this a little extra money. I need a little extra money. It's just, it has to be something you're passionate about. And although it was in the industry that I love, if I have an inkling it's not really what I want to do, but I just needed the money, I went and did it. I got the check, but it wasn't fun. Make this fun for yourself, because your customers will feel the fun. Your customers who are buying from you will feel the fun of the candles you're selling, of the home baked goods that you're making, of the beautiful hand knitted articles you're making. And my comedian here, the people in the audience will fall in love with you because you have fallen in love with being on that stage. Bam! You're welcome. Did I cover everybody? Did I mention the candles? Oh, when people burn your candles, they'll say, that my house smells so beautiful. That beautiful. I feel relaxed right now because of the candles, because of the love that you put in them candles. All right, there we go. I have fun improvising. I'm coming back to celebration. Make a plan to celebrate. When you choose your golden goal and choose to take the steps necessary to make the goal come true and come to pass. This is action, guys. And a lot of people talk about manifestation, right? And all over the social media, all over these social media streets. And I love people talking about manifestation, and I consider myself a magical manifester. But it takes action and it takes consistency, and it takes excuse me, it takes practice. It takes you staying in practice. And one of the ways that we practice is to celebrate the wins, celebrate what's working, celebrate what we know, right? Right. I did this on Instagram, but I didn't do it here. So let me, everybody but Instagram got this message I'm about to share with you. It's a really cool tip for manifestation that a lot of people don't talk about. Yes, affirmations work. Yes, journaling works. Yes, vision board works. All of that works, right? But there's something really cool that I love that I learned called celebrate the closeness of the match. I'll repeat that. Celebrate the closeness of the match. So I'm a coach who has coaches and has had coaches. That came out right. Like the way you grow is you get mentorship. And so I have a coach. I can't even claim that I made this one up on my own. I have a coach who taught me this, changed my world. Celebrate the closeness of the match. Tell me if you're like this. So you go for something and it doesn't quite work out, but something kind of close kind of shows up. Yeah, it's kind of all right. You're supposed to celebrate that which is all right, because it means you're getting closer to the match of the thing that you really, really want. So the example that I just gave, where I said that I've taken jobs as Kim Coles, I have taken jobs that I was like, I really don't want this, but I need this money. I need this shmoney. So I took the gig. What I have to do is I have to go back and celebrate that even though this wasn't the sitcom I really wanted, or the movie that I really wanted, or the role that I really wanted, at least they called for me. At least I auditioned and I got the job. So I'm going to celebrate when I'm on set. I'm going to celebrate when I go to wardrobe and like, oh, let me put on these cheap clothes that they bought for me because they ain't got no budget. Okay, let me celebrate that at least I'm here and I'm in my realm of possibilities. Celebrate the closest of the match. And so, yes, it was, or say no, it wasn't the kind of gig I really wanted, but at least it was a gig. Let me celebrate. And I think the creator, or those of you who know me, I say, the creator or God or goddess or the most high or source or spirit or God, or however you language it, says, woo, I sent her something and she's happy about that thing I sent her. Wait till she sees what I'm about to send her next week. Can I tell y'all, I sometimes get residual checks for like $3.08. What am I supposed to do with $3.08? I can't even, there's nothing at Starbucks for $3.08. Not if you're buying the venti size. My favorite tea is the medicine ball. I think they do put honey in that. I don't put the sugar. They put the sugar in it. But anyway, medicine ball, venti medicine ball is like $5. I can't even buy a venti medicine ball. That's the citrus honey mint tea for $3.08. You know what I do when I get those residual checks? Yes. $3 in my account that I didn't have yesterday. Thank you. Thanks, universe. Good looking out. Because 3 could easily be $30,000 next time. I don't know. There's no job I've done that gives a $30,000 residual check right now, but who's to say that can't come, right? So just celebrate the closest of the match. So look around in your life where you're like this close to something, like that's not it, but it's really, really close. The fancy way to say this is turn on your reticular activating system. Turn on your reticular activating system, which really means if there's something that you want, open up your eyes, open up your experience, open up your state of positive expectancy, and watch it show up over and over and over again. EJ, my beloved, and I talk all the time about, there was a time when we really were thinking about getting a Tesla. We live in California. Gas is $855,000 a gallon. A Tesla would not be a bad idea. Tesla eventually pays for itself in just plugging it into the wall, right? And so we were thinking about Teslas. Now, it happens that we live in California and there's a lot of Teslas here, but we started seeing a lot more because we were thinking about it all the time. What color would we get? What style would we get? Will we get a used one? The Tesla model body hasn't changed since the very beginning. You could get an old Tesla and nobody would know that it was an old Tesla. Ooh, a used Tesla, save some money, whatever that is. You begin to turn on your reticular activating system. So if there's something that you want, more money, more wealth, more abundance, a better mate, no offense, I hope your mate's not listening, a new mate, whatever that is, start opening up your expectation and go, I wonder what it would be like to feel, to have that. And examples of it show up all the time. And then celebrate that you see that. I see you, Tesla. I see you. I don't know if I'm going to get one because now I don't know if we're going to get one or not. Doesn't matter. For that time, we saw them all the time. And so go ahead and celebrate the closeness of the match and celebrate every step of the way. If you get on the scale and you've lost 2 ounces and you're trying to lose 20 pounds, celebrate them 2 ounces. The other thing too, I like to share with people. So plan how you're going to celebrate now. So what's really cool, and this also helps turn on the reticular activating system, is you decide now how you're going to celebrate. So when I lose my 20 pounds, I'm going to treat myself to a brand new ... Maybe not food-based. I'm going to go buy myself a brand new coat. I need a new winter coat, and 20 pounds would mean, and by the time you drop the 20 pounds, they'll be on sale, child. So whatever works for you. The other thing I would say about celebrating is that if you intend to spend something, decide now how much you're going to spend, because sometimes people treat themselves to something extravagant and you go, I really didn't need to spend that money. I could have done something simple and still have had the celebration for myself. Who do you want to celebrate with? Picture who you're going to celebrate with when you achieve your goal, when you are on the quest to having this beautiful goal. And what's the one thing you can give yourself because you reached your goal? And gifts do not have to be money or food. I know that especially in our society, we celebrate with food. Ooh, so let me tell you, I was on a crazy diet back in the day. I got down to my goal weight and I suffered. I was on diet pills. I don't know if I was anorexic. Maybe clinically you decide, that would be the way to describe it. But I was an exerciseaholic. I was eating very small amounts of food and I was on diet pills. And I got on the scale one day and I was like, oh yeah. I'm going out to dinner tonight to celebrate. I have not been that number ever. It climbed up from that moment on. It's because I didn't prepare. Now, I was also losing the weight unhealthfully and in a way that would be impossible to maintain for any length of time. Nobody wants to be hopped up on diet pills. I was buzzing all the time. I can't live my life like that. I can't, right? If I had planned how I was going to celebrate, bought myself if I wanted to spend money, buy myself a brand new something to wear, or plan to go out with my girlfriends and go to a spa date or something. If you plan now how you want to celebrate, then you won't, go overboard unless you really want to go overboard. And you're allowed to do that too, if that's what works. I celebrated with food and gained like 100 pounds the next day because I was like, fine. My body was like, oh, finally, you're feeding us. Yeah. So just something to think about. So another reflecting question is, how can you keep your accomplishments in view so you will see and remember what you're capable of throughout the next year? So like I said, you could do Post-it notes. You can have a reminder on your phone. It's nice to have a visual reminder. On Saturday, for those of you who join the Radiant community, when we do our Manifest Me workshop, Manifest Me, by the way, me, M-E, stands for mirrored expression. It's being clear about the mirrored expression, what you want to see in the mirror and what you want to see reflected back at you. And also it's about stepping into the world as the version of you that already has it, the version of you that already is it. And that's, if you were here from the beginning, that's one of the things I talked about, is that you already have it. It's already available to you. Just step into it and be the mirrored expression of it right now. No waiting necessary. So how can you keep your accomplishments at the foreground? And one of the things that we can do is involve other people or come on and join the Radiant community. We would love to have you. I'll see you for day 3. I moved too far on the slides, but may I share the page with you? So we've talked a lot about this Radiant community and we've talked a lot about our goals. And the question that was really important is, who do you want to celebrate with? A lot of times I think that we don't always have with us on the path people who are on the same path or on a similar path. A lot of times we have people who may not be going for the same type of goals that we are at the same rate that we are, or not at all. You may have some naysayers in your world who are like, girl, you can't do that. Or like, sir, where'd you get that idea? Nobody ever in our family has ever done that. That means that you're the one that's supposed to do it. And one of the reasons why I created the Radiant community is because we get to do our celebrations, our goal setting, our manifestations, our confidence resets in a community. And so I'd like to share the page with you, if I may. Did that switch? It did not switch. Hang on just a second. Let me share with you. And I wanted to share this with you. It's available for you right now. And when you say yes right now, at this crazy rate that I've decided to make it, it becomes a container for you to be in. And one of the things I love to create is a safe and sacred container for you to shine. There's nobody in this community that's going to laugh at any goal or any dream or any desire that you have. We're going to cheer you on and we're going to watch you achieve it together. And so what the Radiant community is, and you can go to radiantcommunity.com and you'll go to this page and you'll see that there's going to be a price increase. So let me just talk you through this a little bit. So first of all, let's just start with the cost. We've been talking about it. It's $67 a month. It's $67 a month. When I did this the first time, the lowest price you could get in was $97 a month. I wanted to make it an easier yes for people and make it a month-to-month membership before you had to commit to a whole year. Now I'm saying come in for a month, come and play, come and soak up all the resources which we're building for you right now and the resources that will unfold as the months go by. Come to the class on Saturday, get your Manifest Me map, your vision board plus map on how to get there, plus activation experience, which is happening on Saturday. You'll get a Radiant Life Plan journal and planner, which is coming at the end of the year, beginning of the year. End of the year, beginning of the year. It's a monthly, you get a monthly masterclass that will be recorded and put into a membership for you. You can watch 24/7. You get a live coaching with me, a live group coaching where I invite people to come some people call it the hot seat. I love to call it the love seat, where we do coaching right there in the space where you get to share what's going on, ask any questions, and we as a community hold you and lift you where you belong. They say, what is it? Rising tides raise all boats. That's what we're going to be doing in this experience. I have guest experts coming in. I have people lined up to come and talk to you about health and nutrition and wellness and holistic living and branding from the outside in and from the inside out. And I like to pride myself on listening to my community members. And so we'll be creating things as we go along. You will leave, well, you won't leave, you'll stay, and you will leave each time we meet more confident, more joy-filled, and radiating the best version of yourself at all times. And being radiant works two ways. You get to radiate joy and peace and possibilities, and then the world reflects that back at you. That's what I mean by the Manifest Me. You get to choose who you want to be and radiate that in the world, and the world goes, oh, is that what we're doing here? Is that what we're doing here? Let me send you more opportunities, more resources, more possibilities so that you can be even more radiant, because you're creating the ripple in the pond for the rest of the people who witness you. So you can come in at $67 a month, like I said, or you could take the annual plan. And the cool thing about the annual plan is at $670, what happens there is you get 2 months free. So that's 10 times 67. I'm giving you a whole year, and I'm giving you a private one-on-one session with me where we get to dial in what it is you really, really want. And I'll help you create an action plan to stay on task, because I believe you. When you say you want something, I believe you. Let's go. The total value of this is $497 a month. But it's only $67 a month. And I'm giving a 100% money back guarantee. You come in and you don't like it, off you go. No questions asked. You can actually cancel inside the platform all your own. I'm not going to be there looking like, who left me behind? No, if it doesn't resonate with you, off you go. I will say though that anyone who comes in at this rate, whatever rate you come in and whatever rate I make it in the future, that is your rate for all time. So as long as you stay, if you sign up right now, sign up for the next day, 1 day and 5 hours, your rate will always remain $670 per month, or $67 per month, or $670 per year. It will never go any higher than that. You will be grandfathered in, or grandmothered in, or ancestored in. I want to find a new way to say that. Grandfathers are awesome, but so are grandmothers, and so are the ancestors. So you will be forever locked into that price when you say yes. And I'm planning a lot of really amazing things and some surprises along the way. So imagine a world where you're just free of the negativity. And like I said, maybe you have people in your world who don't resonate with you and your dreams the way you'd like them to. Come on and be in our community and let's rise together. Or maybe you and a friend can lock arms and go, let's do this together. So each of you can join, share this with a friend, let them join and have their experience, and then you can have your accountability together. That's the other piece of this. It's really important too, is the accountability piece, that we're going to stay attuned to each other, to the legacy that you say you want to build, and all the above. And one of the things I love about the last community that I did is that there were people who became friends. There were people who checked in on each other. There were people who formed partnerships so they could work and go off together. And that's important, that this community is created. It's not even me. They found each other and like, let's do this together. Let's hold hands and create something new. And so to create a safe space and container means that anything is possible. And so if you also believe that anything is possible, when you go to the page, you can read some of the testimonials here. These are all people who participated in the Radiant community last time. You get to become boldacious. You get a monthly transformational masterclass. You get monthly live coaching and Q&A from me, with me, quarterly live guest workshops, people who will come in and pour into you so that you can pour into others. We have our online community, Radiant Life Plan. And like I said, on Saturday, you can show up and prepare to manifest all that you want for 2024 and beyond. And so if anybody has any questions, can you share the link? Oh, let me share. Of course. Yeah, let me share the link in the chat. Hang on just a second. www. Do people still say www? RadiantCommunity.com. Yeah, that will be clickable, I hope. Boom. Boom. There it is. There it is. Many blessings to you. Yes. So somebody here just said, if I actually get to talk to you, I'll pay. Just don't get mad when I start singing the Living Single theme song. So I can't tell you how often people show up in my world and sing the Living Single theme song. And I receive that. And I'm grateful that I hope you know all the words. And then you quickly figure out that, yeah, I was Sinclair, but I'm really, really Kim. And what's really remarkable for me is to watch people go from, I'm a fan, I want to sing the song, and oh my God, Sinclair. And when I have my coach hat on, figuratively, I won't say that you'll forget that I was Sinclair, but you'll understand that I'm really here for you. And so Sinclair exists, and all of us still exist. And by the way, we're all still friends. And my girl Erica Alexander, who played Max, has a brand new movie out. Why can't I think of the name of it? With Jeffrey. Why can't I think of the name of it? American something. Oh, it's so good. I had a preview of it last night. I can't think of the name of it, but we're all still friends. But you can sing the theme song, but then we'll get down to the coaching and and what it is that you've come here to really receive from me, because I'm so much more than just Sinclair. Oops, I switched the wrong thing. So does anybody have any questions? I'll stay in for another couple of minutes. Are you loving this series? I'm glad. I'm coming back tomorrow. I always say that I'm only going to talk for like 40 minutes, and look, it's coming up on an hour. Like this community because hometown has died. You need life. Oh yeah, I know what it's like to have. I don't know if you mean figuratively, just like your home folks, your tribe around you is not life-giving at this time. I don't know exactly what you meant. I don't know if you meant figuratively or literally, but I know what it's like to be in a tribe of people that's not life-giving, and you gotta move. You gotta move to a new tribe. And then what will happen is either those people in that old tribe will go, what you doing over there? Can I come be with you? And you get to decide whether or not they are moving in the direction that will work in their lives for them to even come and join your new tribe. There'll be people who fall off completely. There'll be people who get inspired and go find their own tribe. But you got to do it for you. So if you want a high vibe tribe, A high vibe tribe. That's the only way I'll roll. And I've reached an age now where I don't have any people in my life that are not amazing people. Like I can't. I've got no time. If you're not kind and loving and positive and looking for opportunities and looking for the possibilities and live in a state of positive expectation, we won't get along. We won't get along at all. Like, I'm so sorry. I gotta be sunshine. I can I have my moments. Don't get me wrong. I absolutely have my moments. But you won't have fun hanging out with me because I'm gonna be joyful. I'm bringing the joy, and we're gonna have our moments, and we can boo-hoo, and we can, get down in the dumps. I get down in the dumps. My thing is I'll just throw myself on my bed and just I throw myself on my bed, very dramatic, right? And I go, let me dry these tears and figure this out, child. That's the world I want us all to live in. Many blessings to all of you. So any other questions here, I'm happy to answer. I put in the chat, it's Radiant Community, just as it's spelled, Radiant Kimunity. I'll bring the Kim if you bring the unity, and we go do this together. Let me see if there's any other questions or comments. If not, I'll bid you adieu. This will stay up for a while. Till tomorrow at midnight-ish. The content is still good whether or not you say yes to the Radiant Community. By the way, let me say that for the record. If joining a community right now, if joining this membership right now is not right for you, that's okay too. Just get dialed in on your goals and your dreams and desires, and know that the Creator placed those desires in you because you were the one to make them manifest. If you want to start a home baked goods business, by the way, that never would occur to me. Not my passion, not my gift. The Creator didn't even give that one to me. Like, Kim Coles, your cupcake's gonna come out dry. Nope, I ain't giving that to you. But that person who was here was like, what about starting a home baked business? It came to you because you're the one to do it. The person who is thinking, well, let me see, what about doing a candle business? It came to you because you're the one that's supposed to do it. You're supposed to have that experience, right? Whoever is here, right? Whatever your dream is, I don't care what your dream is, it came to you because you're the one that's supposed to activate it. And you're supposed to do it for yourself and then let everyone around you see that it can be done. You have no idea what ripple effect you have. I'll give one example, then I'll let you all go. My mother, who's 93, who I told you all about, is a master teacher. She was a master teacher. It was the place that she was, other than being a great mom, it was the place she was the most comfortable, the most joyful, the most livened up, the most alive is when she was teaching. And I've told the story before that in August, when she was getting ready for her classroom, she would build her posters and make her ABCs to go across the room, and prepare when she was going to take the children on field trips. And like, it was like almost August, my brother and I, she would make some tuna salad, like, fend for yourself, kids. I got to get ready for my class. And she would learn their names and put their names on little, cards, and just get ready for this class. And we tease her, going, Ma, it was like Ritz crackers and tuna salad for the whole August. And because you were, and we laugh about it because she was just focused on getting these little minds ready to learn, right? She would even buy books for them because, in New York at the time, and probably still now, there's just not, the funding is not there to give the children what they really need, especially in certain neighborhoods. And so she would go and buy extra books for them and all the things. To this day, I get messages, social media, emails. Is your mother Miss Bernice Coles? She was my favorite teacher. She was so fun. She was so kind to me. She instilled confidence in me. My mother really taught these children and in many ways mothered them. Sometimes the mothers don't have the time to be the mother. They're busy trying to work 2 and 3 jobs just to keep things alive. And so she would notice when somebody hadn't combed, with the child's hair hadn't been combed for a while. And so she would comb their hair, or she would notice when they needed a new pair of shoes and go to the little store and buy a little pair of shoes for them and just mother on them, love on them. To this day, I get messages, my favorite teacher. Thank you. I'm so glad. Like, she did her job because she loved it. Has no idea what the impact was. I get people saying, I became a teacher myself. I became a doctor. I got my family out of poverty. Um, Now, she was teaching little ones, but the ripple effect that she gave them was so powerful that they went on to do big things. And her specialty was the kids that no one liked or loved or believed in. The teachers from the grade before would say, "Oh, you about to get Dante. Dante Smith is bad. He doesn't want to learn. He's going to disrupt the room, and good luck." My mother said, "Oh, I can't wait to get him in my room. I can't wait to get Dante Smith. I can't wait to get, oh, he's bad. He doesn't like to learn. Oh, I can't wait." And first day of school, she would take Dante Smith, I'm making up a name, and make him feel special, make him feel seen, make him um, feel as if his gifts were important too. And guess what? He wasn't a bad kid. Guess what? He loved to learn. And she tells me 100 stories like this of kids that they said, "Watch out for so and so. He's gonna disrupt your class." No, he will not. I'm going to give him something to do. I'm going to make him feel special. I'm going to make him feel seen and heard so that he feels valued because he's acting out for some other reason. And she would get to that core and help them. And so I say all this to say that what was the beginning of the reason why I want to tell you this story? Really know that the ripple effect of you stepping into your dreams and your passions and your desires, you just never know. Like, she couldn't know at 93 that back when she was 43, these kids' lives were going to be changed. She just wanted to teach them and teach them well. So start your ripple effect right now. Join the Radiant community or join a high vibe tribe wherever that exists for you. I created this for you because this is my passion, and I would love to work with you in my space. Would love to have you. And if not this, find it for yourself somewhere. But I want you inside the Radiant community, even if you're going to sing the Living Single theme song. I'll teach you all the words if you don't know all the words. Everybody have a great rest of your evening. I'll let you all go. Share this with others. Please feel free to share this training, masterclass, comedy show with others. I'm coming back tomorrow to do another one. Would love to see you inside the Radiant community. Say yes to that before that clock ticks down, because that's when you're going to get the best price ever. All right. Off you go. Have a great evening and all the best. Bye. Bye for now. And woo, woo, woo.